Hey there.
Hi.
Hi, this
How
is
are
Donna.
you?
Hey, I'm the co-owner and co-founder of the Philadelphia School of Massage and Bodywork. And today we are going to get to know one of our wonderful graduates of our 700-hour massage therapy program, Mamapalo Mokeyane. And so let's get to know Mamapalo, or MP as she likes to be called. Hello,
Hey,
glad you're here.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so why don't you tell people about yourself? Where are you from? All that kind of good things, stuff.
All right. Okay, so again, my name is Mama Paulo, and they do call me MP. And I am from South Africa originally, but I've been here for so long. I am what you call an actual real African American. So I've lived in Philadelphia here for now, what, 7 years? I can't believe the time has flown. And I came from Atlanta where I lived for a really, really, really long time. And I still miss it. But Philly's home now.
You are affiliate for sure.
I'm not even mad about that. I'm not even mad about that at all.
And you shouldn't be. There's a lot to be proud of here.
No, Philadelphia has come an awful long way. I mean, I love it. I actually really do love it here. So, Philly,
Cool.
Philly.
That's right. So wait, where did you say you came from? Originally
Atlanta.
born? No,
Oh, originally
before.
born in South Africa. South Africa.
Cool. And what age were you when you came to the States?
I was 8. I was 8 years
Okay,
old.
okay. That's awesome. That's very cool. I've heard you speak your language, so you still got all that goodness in you.
I do. I still have it. When I was 11, we went back to actually we went to Botswana when I was 11 years old. And I tell you, I couldn't speak it at the time, but I could understand it. And
Mhm.
I'd be on the public transportation, and I looked like they looked. But I didn't speak it. So I would just come out with this nasally English, this American English that would come out, and people would really be so disappointed. They'd be like,
Mhm.
"How do you not know your language?"
Mhm.
And I would obviously get teased. They would call me "Eloquanyana labone," meaning I'm the little white person. It wasn't a compliment. So I had to learn it. I had to learn it, and I vowed to myself that I would never forget it. So that
Awesome.
was that.
Good for you. Good for
Mhm.
you. Yeah, cool. Um, so we know you're a massage therapist. Um, what else have you done in your life before becoming that?
I came from corporate. I worked a lot in the financial industry, so I was an office manager. And once I stopped being in corporate, I worked in the nonprofit sector. Every Woman Works in Atlanta, Georgia, and here I worked for Women's Medical Fund. I was the office manager here, also downtown. And this whole healing thing really started in Atlanta, this alternative medicine, alternative, the healing, the mindset, the meditation. That whole journey for me started back then. So when I came here, I knew that I wanted to be in the complementary medicine field.
Mhm.
But in Atlanta, when we did where I learned my Reiki, I got my Reiki master in Atlanta, Georgia. We did not need to have a license to touch people. So came to Philadelphia with the hopes of, starting my practice, only to encounter that obstacle, that snag, right? It's like, no. So I had to figure out, how am I going to have a viable, sustainable practice? Doing that which I knew I was called to do, which was to heal people, not to heal people, to help facilitate, right? To help facilitate the healing and to really get people to connect with themselves, um, with the stipulations that we had in place. So I think that's how, the whole massage thing came to be.
Okay.
unbeknownst to me. Yeah, but that's what happened.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I remember when you came to visit, you and your mom, to the school. Yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah, and
Uh,
it was my mother who actually decided or suggested I really look into massage therapy because she saw I was miserable. I was really miserable, and
mm-hmm.
I she knew that the Reiki was very helpful to her, even against her own understanding, because no one really
Mm-hmm.
understood what Reiki was at the time. But it was
Mm-hmm.
very helpful to her in with whatever she had going on. And she was like, listen, you have a gift for this. So this is how I kind of start to really believe that this was, something that I needed to pursue, because she, who had been a non-believer, if you will, was actually pushing me to say, I don't understand it, but I think there's something there. So why don't we look into that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you made her a believer. So, so I've had a massage with you before all this shutdown happened, and it was a wonderful session. It was a great massage, and you did a little bit of Reiki on me, and the area that you did the Reiki on has been awesome ever since. And this is probably a good, I don't know, what, 4 months ago, maybe?
What? What?
Yes. You remember?
I do. I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Long lasting for me. And that experience was long lasting. So basically I feel like that's your style, but what's your working philosophy? Like, what do you feel? What do you bring?
So I mentioned that I'm I collaborate, I facilitate, right? So I love to listen to people. I want to know what's going on with you, and this is what I love about massage, and how far it's come. Being able to take an intake with a person, being able to find out what's really going on, being able to visually see their structure, what could be, the issue, which is something that I didn't know or believe that I could really even get to be able to do prior to going to school, right? But that has definitely strengthened that ability. But really, I talk with the clients, and my goal is to get them to have relief, whether it's emotional relief, whether it's physical relief, whether it's and I need it to be something that's tangible, right? So a lot of the Reiki, which is my favorite thing to do, by the way, a lot of that is subjective, right? It's hard to quantify that. It's hard to explain it. So I really wanted to be able to, quantify in massage that you had this ache, you had this difficulty with your range of motion. We did the work based on what you suggested. I used my expertise, and now we see a difference. Your range of movement is like 15%, 50% better. It's improved. That for me is like super. It's just it's butter. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So in terms of what's my style, I like to I'm a therapeutic integrative massage therapist.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a holistic way that I work. And I believe that, it's all connected. I may be working on the body, but it affects your spiritual, it affects your emotional. I'm fully aware of the power of therapeutic touch when it's, when it's being performed by someone who understands that connection. So it's
Mm-hmm.
deep, it's deep. And at the same time, it's not that deep, right? Because people come in who just sometimes just want to relax,
Right.
who just want to just zone out.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been grateful to get feedback from people who really do tell me that I have made a difference. So that's always
Mm-hmm.
super enriching.
That's awesome. Cool. And like I said, I felt that. I totally felt that in that session. When are we back in session? When are we back to work? I could use one of those.
Awesome.
Um,
Awesome.
so speaking of lockdown, um, what's been the impact to your practice due to COVID-19?
Did you hear that deep breath?
Yes.
I'm not going to say it's been disastrous. Okay. So financially, it has been absolutely 100% impactful. We haven't been able to work. So, we went through the whole, what is happening? No, this is really not happening. This is happening, and then it was like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So we've, even with the school, with different communities, we've been able to just get together and see what are we going to do moving forward. So that's been helpful. So COVID-19 has actually really taken me back to the drawing board, trying to see, being realistic about what are we going to be able to do, moving forward. So I'm having to kind of like reassess some of my offerings, some of the products that I want to do, some products that I never really thought I would be offering. I'm like couples massage, right? Tutorials for couples massage. Like that's something that I'm working on, right? And then also perhaps prenatal massage, like husbands who need to kind of like help their wives but don't really know how. Don't be taking my ideas out there. No. But so this is some of what's happening. So technology, like really looking at how is technology going to be like highlighted now moving forward, right? So honestly, this has been an amazing game changer, like even just being on top of our mindsets, right? Because I was doing great. I did great in the beginning, and then there was a time when we thought we'd be going back, and then we were still out here. So then that whole shifting, it was like, oh my goodness. So I had to work really hard at making sure my mindset was together. And then it was like, all right, what's
Yeah.
next? So I
Yeah.
think a lot of like disruption, like things will be disrupted in our industry, and we're gonna have to like be realistic about that.
Yeah. Quick question. Have you done any long distance energy sessions?
I have, and I'll be doing more of that. I'll be offering more of that. I was going to give that info at the end, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
definitely I will be doing a lot more of those. And
Good.
one of the things we talk about is self-care, right? That's one of the things that we do. And being that we're not really able to touch people right now, that is also an offering, because I'm a Reiki master, so I'm able to attune people. So I will definitely be, just be on the lookout for those. I'll be attuning people so that they can Reiki themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
At minimum, that's an offering that I'll be providing for people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, that's cool. And I think you may have answered this already, but where do you see the industry headed after whenever this period of our lives end?
So I like data, right? I like data. I like information, and I've been like looking and figuring out what the thought leaders are saying about where we're headed, and again, a lot of the medical field, because those are that's medical well, they're considered what the necessary industries. So
Mhm.
whoever has a strong medical background doing medical massages, like working with cancer patients, hospices, like those industries they're not going to really be affected as much. So we're headed that way, and we did talk a little bit about how can technology help us, right? Um, you know, It's going to be different. It's definitely going to be different because the the social distancing still at play.
Mhm.
How are we going to utilize protective, you know, gear,
Mhm. Yeah.
right? The personal protective equipment. How are
Mhm.
we going to be, and to what extent are we going to have to do that? And a lot of we had to do this. I talked to people about how one of the first lessons we had in massage therapy was we learned how to wash our hands. So when this thing first started, it was like people are not washing their hands properly, right? So that was like that's standard operating procedures. These are things that we've always had to do. I was using hospital grade cleaning products anyway, right? So a lot of what we're going to have to do as therapists is to kind of like educate the public about what standard operating procedures we're putting into place so that they feel safe. And I think also, again, talking with them, that whole listening to what the client needs, finding out from them what their concerns are and seeing, how we can meet them so that there can be a fit, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's going to have to be a lot of that. So another thing that I heard that was like, yeah, right? They talked about perhaps the kinds of treatments we do are going to be where both the practitioner and the client are clothed, fully clothed. So we're talking shiatsu, right? We're
Mhm.
talking Thai massage. We're talking assisted stretching,
Mhm. Okay.
right? So, because I know stretching is a big part of what I do
Mhm.
anyway. And now, how can that end up being the primary, treatment that we offer? So
Okay.
it's a lot of room to wiggle.
I gotcha.
I,
Yeah.
I
Good
think, I
thoughts.
don't, I think if we want to be proactive, there's tons of things we can do to make sure that we are part of you know, the leaders in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. 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 That was great. Good thinking. So, um, well, do you have any opinions about when you think we can reopen? With all that being said, like,
So we're still in the red, right? And by that I mean, as you know, the states have categories. You're in the red, you're not even thinking about opening. You're in the yellow, some restrictions are being loosened a bit, and green is when we can go. Like, we're not going to be able to work, I don't think, before we're green. They had initially said we'd be able to do some things June the 4th. That's less than what, 3 weeks away,
2 weeks, 3 weeks? Yeah.
right? So are we going to jump from red to green by then? I'm not overly optimistic about that, right? So the end of June, maybe we can start thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I don't think that we're gonna be going back to work fully
Yeah.
anytime soon. And that pains me to say. That really pains me to say. But I think we are going to have to be creative about ways that we can generate income,
Yeah.
and looking at technology, how we can utilize that, perhaps even offering products, like immunity is a big thing, like prevention, right? Strengthening
Mhm.
immunity. So figuring out what supplements are tested or tried,
Yeah.
perhaps we can start offering those, having an online store.
Yeah. Yeah. Good ideas. Yeah. Use technology, right?
That's the wave of the future, just like that 5G.
Amen. So, where can people find you and your loveliness if they wanted a
Aw.
session?
So right now, because of this whole technology thing, my website is definitely being is under construction. Send me an email. Send me an email at MP, not at. Let's start that over again. It's MP at impressivehealing.com. So MP at impressivehealing.com. And I really am super interested in hearing what people want so that I can, see how I can support what your needs are, what offerings I can give you. And as I said, I have a Facebook page as well. It's Facebook Impressive Healing. We'll definitely be letting you guys know what my offerings are coming up. The Reiki webinars are coming soon. But yeah, I definitely want to hear what people are interested in getting, what they need support with.
Awesome. Very cool. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
This wasn't so bad. No.
No, right? It wasn't so bad.
Once I started talking. But yeah, I love the school. I love the massage, this Philadelphia School of Massage and Bodywork. And I just want to really, really commend you, Donna and Julia, for the community you guys have been, able to set up there. You are an asset to the city,
Thank you.
such a welcoming space. And everyone that I know says the same thing. They love the space, they love the energy. And I know that's a testament, right, to the two of you. And the community, all of us really, like the community that we've been able to have there. It's awesome knowing that there's a space that we belong to, So thank you. Thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you. Thank you for being with us on this journey. It's been one.
We still here.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to wrap it up for today, and we'll see y'all.